YouTube, what's going on, guys? Patrick here. Hope guys are having a fantastic day. Today I want to talk about this extremely red day that we have going on in the market right now. But more importantly, I want to talk about this massive move that I think Bitcoin is gearing up for in the coming maybe even hours, maybe even days. Before we dive into that though, as always, if you guys want to see every single one of the trades that myself and my expert team are entering as soon as we enter those trades, check out the first link down below in the description. We'll give you access to every single one of our altcoin trades, every single one of our leverage trades. You'll get access to the #1 community in the cryptocurrency space, but most importantly, it is free for 14 days. So for 2 weeks after you sign up, you'll see everything. We're not going to hide anything. You'll see every trade. We're pulling back the curtain, showing you everything that's going on for those 14 days. If it doesn't work for you, don't like it, whatever it is, no questions asked, you can cancel and you'll avoid getting charged. Also, if you haven't checked out one of my recent videos about trading on Bybit for beginners, a step-by-step tutorial, it's going to be a link to that down below as well for you guys to check that out. Now let's jump into some Bitcoin technical analysis. Starting on the 1 hour time frame, I'm starting to see everybody's finally catching on to the breakout patterns. You know, we've been talking about these things for months on this channel. It is by far my favorite pattern for Bitcoin. People like the head and shoulders, whatever. Breakout patterns, by far the best. If you don't know what a breakout pattern is, it's when it starts consolidate in this triangle formation over here and eventually leads to a breakout at some point here to the upside or to the downside. Now, the great part about breakout patterns is you can profit no matter which direction it goes because you're waiting for a confirmation before we actually jump into a trade. Like I said, finally, we are starting to see other people on YouTube start catching on to these fantastic breakout patterns. Now, what we see going on for Bitcoin, obviously, we've had multiple touches up here for the resistance. We had another touch up here. We recently had another touch up here with the resistance and support, obviously, multiple times back here, another one over here, another one over here, and another one going on right now as we speak. Now, this, as it's touching the support, is not bearish whatsoever. This is within the breakout pattern. It's nor bullish nor bearish until we see a breakout. So to me, the breakout over here, what I'm looking at is a break below the $33,000 level. If that happens, to me, we'd be eyeing back to the $30,000 level. And Bitcoin, I've said this for a while before in our group, Bitcoin's trading within a range. Bitcoin's anywhere between 30,000 to 40,000. It's a big range, but that tying in with a consolidation pattern, that's really where Bitcoin's been focusing. It's really where it's been bouncing. And a lot of opportunities have been given to us if you were able to capitalize on those. But even breaking 33K, target to me would be down somewhere over here, which is the 30K. Right, that would be the next big one that we would want to look out for and see how Bitcoin reacts at this level. If we draw a horizontal support, you can see also we've had multiple touches at around the 30K mark, which is over here. We've had multiple touches over here. We had a little bit over here where it correlates with this support over here. So obviously we have a lot of stuff going on. But how can we make money from this? How can we profit if Bitcoin starts going in either direction? The idea here is if Bitcoin were to break below this, and like I said, confirm break, we have candle closes, we have candle opens below this support, and we look like we are on a clear direction down. The idea here is to open a short position once we have that confirmation, once we see volume come in, and we ride that short down, start taking profits at, you know, the 32K, 31K, 30K levels. That way we can take profit, we can make sure our trade is profitable, and that's all we have to focus on once we see a break to the downside. Now, the other scenario is Bitcoin coming back up here, retesting this resistance and potentially having a break out of this resistance to where if that does happen, again, we're looking for the same thing, a confirmation at this level, volume coming in, a clear breakout to the upside, enter a long position here and profit as Bitcoin goes up. If we do break up, to me, targets we're looking at is right back up to 42K would be the peak that we had here. Breaking 42K, we could talk about anywhere between $42,000 to $48,000. That's what I'm looking at in terms of Bitcoin to the upside, potentially even getting to that $50,000 level, which is obviously going to be a major psychological level, halfway to 100K, another round number. We know institutional investors like round numbers, so that's obviously going to be a major resistance level that we are going to be finding out as well. And within something like this, sorry I wasn't able to make a video on Monday, by the way, so we weren't able to update on this, but within this breakout pattern, there's obviously multiple other patterns forming, one of them being this multiple support touch trend line, which eventually Bitcoin broke below. And if you enter the breakout, again, breaking down below this, then you were able to capture a nice short back down to the support level that we have over here. Now that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin. Zooming out, I do want to share with you guys a little bit of the macro, the big picture for Bitcoin. Obviously on the daily time frame, we have still the breakout pattern forming. As of right now, the bottom of the EMA ribbon is at $28,000. As long as we stay above that, it's still bullish, right? The bullish trend on the daily time frame has been going on for a very, very long time. We've seen multiple times where we've come down and we've actually touched it right here. And even here, we've had that bounce off of, a lot of the times we bounced off of the top levels, but even if we hit the bottom level, we still remain bullish unless we break below and start trading below the EMA ribbon. That would be bearish. Way too early to talk about that soon. Still, even if we break below this pattern, again, this was why we were aiming for that $30,000 level. That would tie in pretty well with the lower levels of the EMA ribbon, especially as it continues to climb up and up and up. We might see it around here when the breakout happens. That would be 30K spot on. Hopefully that gives you guys an idea of what exactly I'm looking at. Now, Ethereum's pretty interesting as well because Ethereum is currently trying to break its previous all-time high. We have the all-time high here. Then we have Ethereum coming in, trying to break that level right now. We already saw one rejection first. Now we're seeing another, obviously, red day in the market. For Ethereum to break this, we can assume, since it's still correlated to Bitcoin, that we would want to see Bitcoin have a next leg up as well. Once Bitcoin breaks to the upside, once Bitcoin has that next leg, we could probably assume Ethereum is going to break, and the decoupling, the decorrelation is going to happen at some point. I don't think it's happened 100% yet. I don't think it's happened. I still think Ethereum is going to be following Bitcoin. Large cap altcoins are going to be following Ethereum, and then small cap altcoins are going to be following large cap altcoins. That's kind of the trickle down effect. And on the daily time frame here as well, plenty of room for Bitcoin to have a correction, for Ethereum to have it continue to the downside, touch the EMA ribbon before bouncing up and potentially going up to those levels that we've seen people talk about. I've seen people talk about a $10,000 Ethereum by the end of this year. I've seen people talk about a $5,000. Either one of those would bring Ethereum to like a 5-10x to where it's at right now, which is crazy. Hopefully, obviously, it does happen for every Ethereum investor, but still above the EMA ribbon, still looking really good on the daily time frame for Ethereum. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of resistance at this level. Bitcoin also had a lot of resistance at its all-time high, tested it a few times, rejected off it a few times before finally having that break to the upside. So keep that in mind. Nothing crazy happening over here. But we talk Bitcoin, we talk Ethereum. Now let's look at altcoins, the rest of the altcoins, everything going on. Altcoins are looking extremely important right now because we've had this big drop from the top. Now we've had these levels for that was a weird spike. I don't know if that happened on the camera. That was a weird spike, but still, we've had these levels set up for a very, very long time. We came all the way up perfectly to our level, a little bit of a wick to the upside, but the closes were pretty much spot on. And then we had the correction back down. Now this correction has led to Ethereum do well. It's led to some days where we've seen some ridiculous moves for some of the high cap altcoins, which, like I said, high cap altcoins move before low cap altcoins. We've seen them have some pretty decent moves. Same thing happened here. When Bitcoin dominance was going up, it was bad for altcoins. Had a few days where it just plummeted back down. We saw altcoins do pretty well. Trade a little sideways wasn't bad. Had this next leg up, altcoins suffered a little bit more, and now having its leg down is obviously being good for altcoins. Now the EMA ribbon, we are below the EMA ribbon. Let's see if it flips. Last time we broke below was too fast. We didn't actually flip the EMA ribbon, never fully turned bearish like we saw happen over here. When it does happen, we then see a prolonged altcoin season as Bitcoin dominance continues to drop before starting to climb back up. So keep that in mind as well. Bitcoin currently, or the dominance currently sat over here at support, not only of previous resistance support, but also of this trend line. So breaking below this trend line could mean Bitcoin dominance, or would mean Bitcoin dominance is going to fall potentially back down all the way to the 60s, the 50, or it's at 65, down to the low 60s to the 50s%, which would mean altcoins would probably perform a little bit better. But way too early, hasn't happened yet. Still speculation, could see another bounce off of the support moving back up. I've heard people talk about Bitcoin at like a 78 to 80% dominance at the peak of it, which is similar to what we saw happen previously. That's obviously why these levels are being talked about, an 80% dominance before finally having that big correction like we saw happen previously, where Bitcoin hit its all-time high, started to correct, and then few weeks after, altcoins were starting to hit their all-time highs and then start having their big sell-offs as well. So for altcoin season, few things we want to watch out for. Obviously, nothing confirmed yet. Bitcoin still could have a leg up. A lot of uncertainty right now with the breakout pattern for Bitcoin, which would lead probably, if it breaks down, to Ethereum going down, but if it breaks up to Ethereum breaking its all-time high, and then high cap altcoins, low cap altcoins, a lot of stuff is going to be determined by how Bitcoin reacts and how Ethereum reacts, how the dominance reacts over the next few days. So extremely important. Make sure you guys set up your trades correctly. Make sure you have everything laid out the way you want it to. Have your, your entry points for certain breakout directions. Have your take profits. Have your stop losses. Make sure you know how to work the exchange. Again, link down below if you guys want to see a beginner tutorial on the exchange that I'm using, which is Bybit. But yeah, look at this market, red for the day, not too red overall for the week. A lot of altcoins and big cap altcoins doing very well over the week. Let's see how it plays out in the future. Let me know your thoughts down below, what you think things are going to be looking like for the next day, next few days, next few weeks. Is Bitcoin going to break up? Is Bitcoin going to break down from that pattern? That's going to be the big indicator as to what goes on in the next few weeks. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and I'll see you guys on Friday for another video.